Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Wednesday, August 24th, and welcome to another episode of Style by Stevie Girl Let's Talk Edition. Today, we were supposed to have four black women joining us on the panel. So I don't know if Ro and Rike, Fashionreesta, is going to be joining me, but we're definitely going to continue this conversation. We're going to be touching on three topics. We're going to talk about texturism, which is the discrimination of hair, and race-based hair discrimination. We're going to be talking about the gender wage pay gap, and we're also going to be discussing misogyny or patriarchy, just to give you an insight on what issues that we as women of color go through. So I hope you all are doing wonderful today. One of the ladies is here, Fashionreesta. Shout outs to her, Rike, and hopefully Rose should be joining me. If not, then it'll probably be me and Rike going into this conversation in depth. And I hope you guys enjoy it and take some notes and really sit through and listen to what we as women of color have experienced in this industry, whether it may be fashion, whether it may be the entertainment aspect, whether it may be business owning your business, whatever that aspect may be, we definitely are going to get right into it. So let me welcome my first lady, Rike, Miss Fashionreesta, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to jump right into this conversation. Hopefully, Rose should be. Hey, brother, welcome.
Hi.
Welcome to the Dollhouse.
Hello, lady. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you doing? It is such a pleasure to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
All right,
For
Fashion
inviting
Doll.
me.
Yes, we've got Rike. She is the owner of Fashionreesta Boutique, and that gorgeous green and blue gown that you guys have seen me wear here on the show, she's responsible for that. So please go and shop her collection. Definitely please go and check it out. Perfect items for the summer. We're now wrapping up, heading into the fall, winter months. So get your styles and fashion set for that.
That
All
part.
right. All right, Fashion Dolls. So we're just going to dive right into this conversation as we wait on Ro. Hopefully, Ro should be joining us today. The first issue we're going to tackle and discuss is the gender pay gap. Now, here's statistics. Statistics have shown, and facts have shown, and I've posted and talked about this over and over again, that Black women, women of color, we do not make the same as our white female counterparts. Our male counterparts tend to make more. So, with that being said, a woman makes 82 cents to every dollar a man makes. So that means that men are making more and women are making less. Rike, what are your thoughts as a business owner and as a Black woman and a woman of color in general?
I've experienced it myself. Just prior to me going into business, I worked for a corporate company, and all of my male counterparts made much more than I did, thousands, much more than I did, and didn't even have the experience that I had. Um, but I will say that from my experience, it was always like that thing where you're a little bit
Yeah.
afraid to ask for more money because they make you feel as if you should be glad that you're here anyway. So when we would have like business meetings and things like that, they would look at me like she's talking a bit much
Right.
to be sitting at this table with us.
Something is they will look at it as something is wrong. Why is she speaking up too much? Something it is just not sitting right with us. And you have all of the qualifications. I remember I had a conversation with Simone Jones, who's also in Atlanta, and she has her business Drip Entertainment as well to her production company. And she said that if a woman speaks up too much, and we had that conversation, you know where I'm going with this. They will label us as aggressive. They will label us as difficult. And they expect us to stay quiet and just sit there and take that. No. Just as a male is equipped for the job, we're equipped for the job also as well too. Meaning that the same thing that a man can do, we can do it also as well too. On our jobs, we're doing what needs to be done. So Viola Davis said it best, pay us what we're worth. Now we all know that our non-black female counterparts, or the other side, they're going to get more money. They're going to get a whole lot more money because they're not. Whereas Black women, we're already disenfranchised. They already discarded us to the side. They already think that we're not capable of doing the job. And I've kind of had an experience like that not too long ago where I had someone try to discredit everything that I've done. Because I've been doing Style by Stevie since 2017. It's when I
Right.
first
Right.
came
For a
out.
while. I've been watching you.
Yes. And I had someone just recently who I invited on the platform basically try to discredit and diminish everything that I've done throughout my career. And I'm just like, well, wow, this is how it is. And trust and believe it was a male. So when we get into this industry, and I think it was either Ro or I can't remember the actress's name. It'll come back to me. I think her name was Nicole. She came on my platform and we talked about that. And she says that they do stuff like that in this industry where they try to diminish what you've contributed to and what you've brought to the table. And as if you didn't do anything. I've done the work. You just sit back and you watch and you stay quiet. And I've learned that as a growing up in this industry, as a black woman, you can't stay quiet for too long. It's not going to work. It doesn't work that way. It's just like it's unfair that when a man is able to say certain things or do certain things or assert his power or put his foot down, he's labeled as, oh, he's standing his ground. But if a woman
Right.
does it, we get called the B word. We get called all sorts of
Angry.
things.
Just, yeah.
But a child of God.
Like we have a problem. But the thing is, what I always try to explain to people, because I used to be, I used to think that maybe it was something wrong with me, because why am I getting this response? But just growing into it and understanding how things work, at some point you do have to understand that us as women, especially black women, we have pride. We feel good about ourselves, and on top of that, I had a black father that made sure that he told me, hey, no, you're smart, you're this, he made sure that he instilled that in me. So I'm thinking to myself, why am I getting so much heat from these men when my dad is the one that instilled this in me to be proud of who I am, to speak up?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if they do, it goes to that point of what you just said. We get labeled as the angry black woman. But what makes a black woman angry? When we speak out, when we're standing up for what's right, that makes us angry, or they make you seem, or what they do is they diminish us or gaslight our experiences, which is a little bit of what Gabrielle Union has experienced on America's Got Talent. We don't know for sure what happened behind the scenes, but we know bits and pieces. And it was race based. So there was racism and a toxic work environment. And whenever a woman of color gets into the entertainment business, whether it may be hosting a talk show, or I think Sally, who was the first woman to have her syndicated talk show, Sally Jesse Raphael,
Sally.
first, yeah,
Yeah.
with the red frames.
Yeah.
First woman to have her syndicated talk show, daytime talk show, she spoke a little bit about it in the interview, and she said, certain things will go on behind the scenes with male producers where they would try to diminish, and she would speak up on certain things.
Yeah.
So it's those little things right there, bits and pieces, where it's like, stay quiet, don't say too much, don't say that, be quiet. You're a woman, stay in a woman's place. But it's just like, that's wrong, wrong, wrong. So I'm like, no, we're now in a day and age, and thank God for it being 2022, where women are speaking up, even in the workplace, saying
Right.
no more, especially women of color. And it goes back also onto the sports aspect of it too. Jamel Hill even spoke out and said, you know what? If I'm going to be a woman on this ESPN or whatever sports newscast station she was working on, I'm going to have my rights here as well too. I'm going to speak from my experience, and
Yeah.
you're not going to gaslight, because that's what tends to happen. They gaslight us, and they make it seem as though we're the problem,
Yep.
or we're, like you said, which we're getting into, the angry black woman. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, the thing is, I don't want to be labeled as an angry black woman when I'm just expressing myself. But at the same time, I do have a reason to be angry. So, I expect to be respected, to be heard. Not to just, for someone to already have their mind made up of who or what I am just based off of my tone or based off of me being assertive, because you're not accustomed to a woman speaking up. But that's the culture that we've been given, that we've been handed down, that we don't speak up, we don't say anything. And that's just not where I'm at. I've been there and I don't want to be there anymore. I started to realize it with my daughter and raising my daughter. And I knew good and well I didn't want her to ever feel the way that I felt when I've been in a room full of guys, or even I've even had, female managers that have told me, she was a white woman, and that told me, hey, look, you need to come, you just need to be quiet sometimes. And I'm like, girl, but we're in a meeting and nobody knows what's going on, and somebody has to say, I know what's going on. Is it that I'm just making people feel uncomfortable or making the men feel uncomfortable because I know about what we're talking about and they don't? Because y'all accept the bare minimum from them, but you're expecting so much from me? Oh, I'm going to say something.
Absolutely. The same qualities that deem us angry Black women are celebrated in women of other races. Latinas are feisty, and it's funny. White women are sassy. And Jalen White, shout outs to him. He says, I'm glad Black women are starting to find the power in the fact that you don't have to be palatable to be qualified. Now, my paternal, my Island Yankee, or my PR, shout outs to him. He says, we have to understand that a Black woman who knows her worth is threatening to the male ego, especially Black men. And I'm not going to make it seem like I'm bashing all Black men, but there are some Black men who have that ego where it's just like a woman steps into an arena, whether it may be sports or medicine or whatever. They're just like, what are you doing here? How do you know about this? And I think it was Cam Newton. He did an interview, and it was a female news reporter that asked him a question about, I think, the playoffs or something like, you're a woman. What do you know about this? Like, women know about sports. We have boyfriends, we have husbands, and so forth and so on. I have brothers and uncles, so they put me up onto it. I'm not a big sports fanatic like that. My father and brothers are, but he gave her this look, and his tone was just like, like, why? How do you know about this? Like, it was just very misogynistic. Like, you don't expect women to know about sports. Like, yes, we know about those things. It's not just heels and dresses for us. We know about other things as well too. We do tailgate parties. 9 times out of 10, we're helping you plan these tailgate parties. But he just gave this look. It was very condescending. Like, you should know about this. Now, if the roles were reversed and the woman asked him, do you know what an A-line skirt is? Do you know where the hip is? Do you know all of these things? They wouldn't know it. A man wouldn't know it. They would not know it. They would be clueless to it. So it's sad to say they try to diminish the things that we know about as well too. We can come in, a Black woman can come in educated, I mean have a bachelor's, master's, all of that and so much more. She comes in the room, like you said in the beginning, and I mean owns and commands attention into the room. And the males are just sitting back like, what's she know? Try to diminish and disregard and gaslight everything we know. And I've kind of been through similar situations. And that's why I kind of shook this platform up and I've added male co-hosts. Because I didn't want it to seem as though you're an angry Black woman, you're bashing Black men all the time. Because for that, I've been accused of that for years, of bashing Black men. No, there's a difference between bashing and holding someone accountable for their action.
Right.
And Tammy says this, Tammy God knows. No one will help you eat. You have to pick that fork up and eat for yourself. Black women are strong and beautiful in our own skin. We can be softer when needed, but it's our day-to-day. Black women, literally, when I go through my stories and I put little posts up celebrating Black women and Black beauty, as you guys can see, because my Instagram is basically a beauty and fashion magazine. There's pictures of myself, and you see other powerful women like Diana Ross or Beyonce, for example. I'm always celebrating the Black woman here on my Instagram. And I want women of color to know that this is not a gimmick. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I've been doing this. And I want us to be recognized, because for so long when we turn on television, we don't see representation, especially in the workplace. Kay, you work in the fashion. We both work in the fashion industry, and we know how anti-Black it is. Mm-hmm. So I want you, as a boutique owner, as a business owner, as a businesswoman, how does racism in the fashion industry impact women of color?
So just from my perspective, when I first went into business, I was told that I needed to use white models. And the reason why was so that white people would buy stuff from me too. And I was just like, wow, I've been told that so many times by different people, in which,
Yeah.
I model most of my clothes. But I do, I like to pull different sizes, different genders. I
Diversity.
like all of
Yeah.
those things. I like, for whatever woman there is that wears clothes, I want them to feel comfortable in my stuff. And I want them to see themselves. But I mean, I'm a woman of color, so of course you're gonna see me in my fashion. You're gonna see me in my boutique, and hopefully yourself. Um, I've kind of gotten it from different sides, because of course with me being biracial, it's like you ain't never nothing enough for either side, okay? But it's just always holding on to who I am and what do I love. Why do I love fashion so much? For me, it's art. It's art. It's really, how did I feel today? I felt like being comfortable today, so I have on a kimono. It's letting you know how I feel, and feeling confident in that. And if I see other, of course, I'm a Black woman. So, of course, that's what I pull towards me, because that's who has things in common with me. And I like for them to see themselves, because when I was growing up, I didn't see that. I used to try to straighten my hair all the time, because my hair is naturally curly. And I never wore my hair naturally curly until I was an adult and thought that it was okay to do. But prior to that, I was hot combing and trying to put some, like, why does my hair never stay straight? It's never straight. And and it really bothered me for so long. So now, just with my boutique and modeling my own things, I like to show the imperfections, how perfect they are. If you have cellular, whatever you got, you got cellular, you got big arms, skinny legs, whatever, you could be beautiful in your own skin. And that's what I like to shout within my brand. And that's what I like to show. You're not going to see me extra perfect all the time, because one, I don't even know how to do my makeup. So if it's flawless, that means somebody else helped me.
And it's on point, girl. It's always on point, because when you go live, when you showcase those outfits, because even when I showed my mom some of your pieces, my mom is a curvy woman, and she's just like, because some of the stuff that I wear, my mom is a Christian. I love you, mom. She is a Christian, by the Bible book type of woman, and she
Right.
says, you know how some mothers are. They'd be like, okay,
That's for
this
you.
come with a jacket. Put a jacket up on. Let me put a jacket or a vest up on it, or a shirt or something. And she was like, don't you think you're showing too much skin? And I'm just like, sexy sells. I try to keep it sexy and classy. And with fashion, you have to definitely combine the two. And I do that effortlessly, because before I was a bit of a tomboy. I was always in suits and furs and stuff. But just getting in touch with my femininity, to wearing the gowns and things, that's when I kind of transitioned over into couture fashion. And I said, okay, this is my element right here. So you have to find what works for you. Which, speaking of transitioning, we're going to transition into the next part, because you brought it up already. Hair. Let's talk hair for women of color, because we know that this is such a big thing for Black women and Black women that are watching. We have faced racial discrimination based on our hair.
Yes.
And texturism is a thing within the Black community. And I love to pull pictures. I look through a lot of beauty magazines. If your hair doesn't look like this, they're not going to hire you for the job. Black women for years, and it dates all the way back to slavery, where even with skin tone, they would have you, if you're of my complexion, you would be in the fields. If
Yep.
you were Kay's complexion, you would be inside the house. Now, hair, during the slavery era, the women who were out there in the fields, their hair would literally be damaged. And when someone says, "Oh, you nappy headed," this, that, when I think of that, it takes you back to the context of slavery,
Right.
of bales of cotton. Nobody wants their hair to be compared to that. No Black woman. So what is good hair, in my opinion? Healthy hair is good hair. And that's why I went to beauty school. And before I got into, understanding lace wigs and all of that, I was a weave girl. I was like Cam off of Martin. I would always have a weave. Yeah, you can call me Weavy One Day. I would always have a weave. And when I started, I give credits to my hairstylist, my girl, my friend Ronnie, for that blonde mohawk. Y'all know Martin Cam would always have a weave. So I would be like Pam. Every week I would have a new weave and experimenting with colors and different textures. As Black women, that's what we do. We don't like to stay the same. Like today, I have brown hair. My hair might be blonde tomorrow. So even with me, I give you something every Friday. Raquel does it with her
I love the
fashion. I'm
looks.
like, okay, thank you so much. And I went through her website and I said, okay, she's got curly, wavy texture here today. And then the next is she's got a side part. So with Black women, we love versatility.
Yeah.
So there have been Black men who have critiqued us for, oh, she changed her hair too much. Why you gotta wear weaves? T.I. and Meek Mills, y'all were two of the biggest hypocrites because y'all have girlfriends and wives and video vixens that are in your videos that typically wear lace fronts, that typically wear hair extensions. So it's just like you're contradicting yourself. You don't want us to wear what we wear in our hair, but at the end of the day, a Black woman's hair is her crown and glory. And that comes from Maya Angelou. So when a woman changes her hair, it's something about it. It does something to it. But
Yeah.
let's get into the discrimination, the racial discrimination aspect of it, because I found this article and it says that new research suggests that Black women with natural hairstyles such as curly froze, braids, or twists are often perceived as less professional than Black women with straightened hair, as Rike mentioned.
Yeah.
And this comes from duquad.duke.edu. This is true. And I've seen videos, even not just for Black women and Black girls, but I know you all of you have seen the video of I think it was the wrestler. It broke my heart, literally, watching this video where they cut off his dreadlocks. And I'm just like, who gives you the right to touch someone's child to go out here and cut off their dreadlocks? And even with girls that are going to school, because everybody back in the day, remember when Alicia Keys first came out, the girls would put the beads. My sister even did that, trend, rest her soul. Would put the beads all tight at the end of their braids. That was a thing. When we go into the workplace, let's say fast food
I don't want to see
restaurants,
that.
I've seen videos. They tell us, oh, you need to cut that up. You need to tie your hair up. It needs to be a distraction. And I understand because we don't want hair in the food and things. But what does my hairstyle have to do with me putting it into the net so that it doesn't get into the hair? Why are you firing me because of my hair? When I take the cap off when I get off of work, I want to still know that my hair is there. So why do I have to cut my hair for this job? That shouldn't be the problem. Me being able to service the customers is what should matter the most. If I have
Right.
good personality skills, not
Exactly.
my hair. My hair should not define who I am as a person. Because at the end of the day, I remember I did one show back in 2020, Island Yankee. I think I met you around that time. You were there possibly. I took my wig off one show. And this is when I had a co-host. Everybody was in the comments dying laughing because it was so unapologetic and freeing. And I said, I don't care. It's just hair at the end of the day. It was a wig. So I mean, if Sherry Shepherd, because she's been very shout outs to her, she's getting her talk show next month. Um, she's been live and actually took her wig off on television and does not
No.
care. When Viola Davis did it, it was a whole thing for Black women to showcase that this hair is not going to conceal and hide who I am as a woman, a
Right.
Black woman. I am a queen. I am a goddess. I am all of that and so much more. And Tammy has made an excellent point. They help us hate ourselves and one another. But then when a non-Black woman does it, and you know where I'm going with this, okay, I want to
Mhm.
get your
Mhm. Mhm.
when a non-Black woman wears a style that you would typically see a Black woman with, let's say, for instance, Bantu knots. I've seen plenty of my naturalistas out there because I think okay is natural. I'm cream of nature and dark and lovely all day, every day. So I'm relaxed down. The hair underneath this unit is relaxed. And I got my Miss Celie, I call them my Miss Celie braids and everything. Y'all can't tell because the way she feels. But a lot of Black girls know that, and especially the shrinkage, the curl shrinkage, and everything. That's a whole different conversation.
It.
But hair is extremely powerful. That's why it bothers so many. So where I'm getting with this is okay, because I know I'm bouncing all over.
You
Is when
fine.
a non-Black woman does it. You see her wearing Bantu knots, or you see her wearing micro braids, or just and it's okay if they want to wear braids.
Yeah.
But when you start giving the aesthetic of a black woman, like the baby hairs and bantu knots, all these things that we as black women have embraced in our culture, it's okay when they do it.
It's giving somebody else the credit. Like, so here's the thing. I remember I was reading something. I'm not sure what it was. It might have been on Wikipedia somewhere. But I remember reading that back in Louisiana, when they first started freeing slaves,
Yeah,
one of the main things that bothered a lot of the white people is that the women, the black women, were just wearing like jewels in their hair, all of the things that they
yeah,
could do with their hair and all of the styles that they could do was causing them to get too much attention from the white men. And they didn't like it. So that started this huge argument as to why black women should calm it down. And I think that that's what it is. I think that unfortunately it's been beat into, so many people's heads and into the culture of just us, that it makes us feel like even me, like sometimes, I've had times where like my hair is like, and I'm like, you know, I didn't want to go nowhere because my hair was big, or even there was a time when my first time trying to get highlights, I went to this salon and so out here in Georgia, Atlanta is Black Hollywood, but outside of
yeah.
Atlanta, it's not Atlanta. That's Georgia. And I was in a piece of Georgia. And I went to go get some highlights in my hair, and every woman in there was white. And all of them was looking like, who is about to do her hair? And they were like, well, 1 second. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I got a whole salon and don't nobody know how to do my hair? What? This is weird. I thought it was I think I might have been like 19. And I was just like, wow. Like, that was my first time really feeling it. Like, I didn't know that it was such a big deal for me to have, thick hair. They were just like, yeah, we can't, you know. Like, you need to go
Even
to them down the street.
yes. And that's, who else that's happened to? She just recently did a video on it. Latoya Luckett. Latoya Luckett is rocking that platinum blonde short pixie. It fits her so good. But
Yes.
in her most recent video, she gave us a tutorial on her hair. She said, you know what? There's nothing wrong with embracing your natural curl pattern. Like you have 3C curl pattern, a 3A curl pattern, a 4C. Whatever your curl texture is, there is nothing wrong with embracing that curl pattern. And I was watching, what was it, a Dove soap, a Dove shampoo commercial where they were teaching young girls, because the young girl was telling her mother, like, I want to straighten my hair. And the mother said it broke her heart that her daughter wanted to straighten her hair. And the thing is, for so long, Black women have been told that you need to assimilate. If you go through different eras of Black hair, in the 1940s and 50s, it was the pomp, it was the pompadour, the con, all of that and so much more. And then you fast forward into the 70s, it was what, Afro. I wore Afro on the show. It shocked everyone. On my Pam Grier Foxy Brown, the oval hoop earrings.
Come on.
And then in the 90s, and you get into the 2000s, it was all about the Aaliyah hair, the hair over the eye. So that's when hair started to get straight, and it was all about the braids and weaves. Weaves became popular, commercial integration. So we just do it to enhance our hair. We want what's the word that I'm looking for? Versatility. That's why Black women switch it up, and especially if you have husbands, ladies, if y'all have husbands and boyfriends, and y'all know when it's time to get romantic or whatever, and they're just like, I want a different woman. So we give them a different woman.
Switch it up, Shaka Khan. Yeah. I'm every woman.
Oh, we got Angela here. Angela came in at the perfect conversation. Welcome, girl, and congratulations. She is the owner of MsTJSauce, and we're talking texturism, hair discrimination.
I got the locks. I got
Come
the
on,
locks going
queen.
on. I got the locks. Hello, queens. How are you?
Hey, girl. I am doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm so sorry I was tardy to the party. I'm so sorry. But you know,
You good, girl. You good. We are talking black hair. So, Angela, as a black woman for you, because you have lots, as you can see, we clearly have three different hairstyles with three
Yes.
different women of color from three different walks of life, from three different
Yes.
hairstyles. And I was talking about the Dove commercial and how black girls, young black girls that see us on the screen are like, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. Not
Absolutely.
only that point, but hair. They
Yes.
look at us or look at a picture and they say, this is what beauty is. When beauty, it
Mhm.
comes in so, we're multifaceted women of color with
Absolutely.
hair texture. We have different hair textures, different skin tones. So what I'm trying to say is your thoughts on this. When black girls say, I want to straighten my hair, mommy, I want to straighten my hair because I don't feel pretty. I've seen a Dove commercial where literally this young girl said she wants to straighten her hair, and her mom was basically teaching her about embracing her natural curl pattern. So, how important is it for young black girls that are watching us on the screen, Angela, for women of color to understand that it's important that you embrace the natural hair and beauty that God has given
I think you said it. I think you said it. You summed it up
you?
because I know for myself, I went through a phase of I'm interviewing for these government jobs and I'm just starting my locks. And if anybody knows the beginning stages, they look a hot mess. And so
Yeah,
what I found myself doing is saying I need to put on a wig because they're going to look at me different and these locks are going to scare them, right? And
right.
so therefore I was like, but they're not going to embrace it. So I'm gonna have to hide it first to get the job.
Yeah.
Once I get the job, I'm taking it off, right? And I think it's sad that I had to go through that, but I'm so glad to see that they passed the bill.
The crown.
That
Crowning.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they passed the
Yep.
bill. That hey, I wish you would try to discriminate because of our hair right now. And for them young girls that are looking at us, embrace who you are and whose you are, okay? Because we all come in all shapes, sizes, and even our hair texture. You hear that, oh, she got good hair.
Oh, wait.
What is good hair?
Did you mean to join, Jay? Oh, I don't think she meant to join.
Oh,
It's fine if you did, Jay. If you wanted to join, shout out to Jay Allison. It would have been
Hello,
great.
Jay. But you can tap into your naturalness, and these young girls
Yeah,
need to stop looking at videos and commercials thinking, oh, I gotta have my hair straight down the to my butt because it makes me look beautiful. No, your hair and what you have on your head makes you beautiful and who you are, right?
yep.
And we need to just keep reminding them that it's good to have versatility and to change your look. Because the other day I was like, dang, I sure would like some Senegalese twists. And I said, you know what? I think I actually can have someone wrap it around my locks if I want that look.
come on.
Okay. So we have the options and we need to just and go ahead and do it and embrace those options.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And absolutely, there's nothing wrong with it. We've seen a lot of women cut all of their hair off short, like Tony Braxton and Nia
Yep.
Long, and was in my era for me. That's what they. And I said, if they can do short hair, I can do short hair. And I did the short hair
Absolutely.
for the film The Assistant. And afros, like a lot of you seeing a lot of women. But when I see Viola Davis on, what was it? I think it was Jimmy Fallon. It was Jimmy Kimmel,
Yes.
and she wore the afro and she had the red lip. I said, "Oh my God, that's natural beauty, right?" They
Yes.
back in the day they wouldn't let us wear our afros, and that was during
Hmm.
the '70s. But in the '70s, when a woman wears an afro, that means liberation. It means power.
Right.
Right.
And we think of
Right.
Angela Davis. I think of Pam Grier and
Hmm.
Foxy Brown and Coffee,
Yes.
and of course Cleopatra Jones. Like that was it. That was the era that we've seen these women rock afros. And even for our black boys out here, we're seeing how they're cutting off our sons' locks and things at the school. And Both of you are moms, Raquel and Angela. What were your thoughts seeing that video of this young man's locks being cut off?
I'll let you.
Girl, y'all want me to say this without cussing?
Right. Now, what I really want to say is bleep, bleep, and bleep, bleep, bleep. Okay?
That part.
Okay, but since we on Instagram, we got to act like we're a lady about it. So go ahead, Queen.
So it's just it saddens me. It really does. Because it's our children. A lot of times that is what instills how we feel about ourselves, how we're treated as children. And a lot of times our children they're just reenacting what we're teaching them at home, right? And so seeing that, it hurts me because it just reminds me. So, I have an 18-year-old daughter, and she's in school for cosmetology. She braids hair and all that good stuff, right? But I remember when she was in middle school, because my daughter doesn't have the same texture hair as me, which was hard for her because she's like, my mom and my aunts have this kind of hair and I have this kind of hair. And she had a little afro. And I would try to tell her, baby, you can wear your afro. You don't have to do that. You don't have to try to straighten it, and you don't have to do none of that. You can wear your afro. We'll get you some cute little bow. And she would be like,
that's okay.
My mama just is really tripping.
Right.
And it hurts me because, she would go to school and hear that from the other Black children too. You know what I'm saying? And it's only because they're not taught to embrace that part of them. Like, baby, this is the most natural that you can be. And it's you. And you are beautiful. And that was something I always had to try and instill in her. And I'm happy that, she caught on to that and she appreciates that now. But it's hard. So just seeing somebody break your child down like that.
Yes. that right there was very hard for me. And you know what it did for my children, my boys? It made them say, Mom, I want locks.
Oh, you should see all three of my boys. Two of them got huge. One of them got a big old afro and the other one got twists. They won't even cut their hair now.
So, I was like, okay, now I have we the Lock family up in here, right? So now I'm twisting and hey, back mama and them, you sit on that floor, get in between the legs and start twisting their head. So that's what they embrace that. Instead of getting angry, let's get even. How we gonna get even? Yeah. We gonna walk it on ourselves because we are our crown, Absolutely. So it saddens me how some in society judge because of the hair, and it scares them. I think it's just a different place in time where we are right now. We have to do better, but we got to know better to do better.
Yeah,
that's true.
It even
and continue to have these conversations, like continue to keep talking about it and saying something about it. If I see most of the time, I'm in the fashion industry, so I'm seeing a lot of little girls or, and I'm like, girl, you are so pretty, just, you have to tell them, you have to, like, that's what we need to do. That's our job now. Right. We're the generation that has to teach this new generation that you can be yourself in your most natural state. You can be happy with that because that has so much to do with mental, all of those things, or how we feel about ourselves. That matters. And your hair, it's like the first thing that people see. So, of course, it's going to weigh on someone if they don't feel that their hair is up to par. I can see how it causes, a lot more issues.
And not just that, but it boggles down to even not letting, we know how important education is to our children. We want them to go to college. We want them to be successful in life. They're not even allowing Black and brown boys and girls to walk across the stage unless it was one video of this young lady, she had braids, and they said, oh, well, she can use this to attack somebody. And I'm like, no, they won't even let this young lady walk across the stage and graduate because of her braids. And I'm just like, that took me back to a time down here, because in South Carolina, my sister used to get braids all the time. And, when Lil Mo first came out, she was known for the black and blue braids. Yeah. My sister had that. The assistant principal was a non-Black person, of course. And she literally had to go and take all of those braids out of her hair. So I'm just like, that's an hour of work that just went to waste.
Right.
So I'm just like, it starts in the school system. What what does my hair have to do with me getting a decent education?
Right.
I'm here to learn. And,
Right.
and look good in the process of doing it. My hair should not affect my education when I'm
Ab-
just here for that one thing, and that is to learn, get my diploma so that I can go to college and take the next step further in my career and my business. My hair should not be affected by that. What does it bother to you?
Which is funny because now, like you had said earlier, now, you know, other cultures are doing it and it's like, oh, it's so innovative. It's
Yes.
so,
Yes. Yes. You know, like they hit the jackpot. You ain't hit the jackpot.
we've been doing it.
What you come from? Get out of here with that.
Like, come
Right,
on.
like we are the innovators of this. Okay, I agree with that 100%. Black women, Africa, us as African Americans as a general, we are the innovators of black hair, of the
Yeah.
of cornrows. They try to dress up the name all fancy and stuff and turn it, what is it, boxer braids? One of the
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Kardashians,
they
or
called
one of them,
it was
yeah,
another. It was
It's,
all kind of
boxer braids.
names.
I don't care
They
what
try
I
to
don't care what you call it. Okay? It's natural and it's us. And you need to accept it and take it for what it is. Because when you sit up here and try to put us in a box and judge us for because of our hair, you need to judge us for our mind that we got.
come on,
Okay?
exactly.
We the innovators and the creators.
That's it.
Of
I ain't on
all
here to preach. I ain't on here to preach. I ain't on.
No, that's the
Yes,
truth.
you are.
That's the truth. It is true. It is true, girl. Like, we literally have invented this. We are the culture. Black women are the culture. These styles, from the finger waves to the baby hairs to even the ponytails with the baby hairs, like different styles that black women have come up with throughout the years. We are the innovators of this. And we would see it back on films like what, Boys in the Hood, or Friday and things like that, growing up and looking at me along with the shortcut. Like,
Yes.
yeah, y'all can do that. Y'all can't duplicate that. I mean, that's signature right there.
Right.
But the styles like afros, and we see you trying to copy off of us with the boxer, so-called boxer braids, and trying to
Right.
dress up and change the terminology. Even as you go into the workplace, we notice that, oh no, they'll call you in the office and they'll be like, come here for a minute. We're gonna have to need you to tone the hair down. Can you tone the hair down a little bit? As Raquel said in the beginning of the interview. And it's just like, what's wrong with my hair? My hair is a part of me, and my blackness is a part of my aesthetic as a black woman. So why should I have to tone my hair down? It shouldn't define
Right.
my work ethic and craft. Like, I come in on time, I do what's need to be done. I don't complain. I do what you tell me to do. They adapt to the culture, and it's time to stand up for the culture. And
Absolutely.
someone always used to say this, yes, Angela, and that is, they want our jazz,
Yep.
but they don't want our blues.
That's right. But guess what? Tell me something good.
Oh,
Doing it. Okay? I'm going to tell you that we're going to be natural and we're going to embrace who we are. And we're going to tell our little girls and our boys to men that you can be anything you want to be and you wear your crown the way you want it wear. Just get it done and be neat about it. That's all.
keep it clean.
Just keep it clean. Shoot.
Absolutely.
I look back.
And embrace that curl pattern, embrace that texture, embrace that 4C here.
Yeah,
There's
they be
nothing
tight. You
wrong
know,
with
some
that.
people tight sometimes, some people a little thin. But you know what? We like you said, it's okay to be different.
Yes, it is.
It is okay. You do not have to straighten your hair, you know. But it's so many cultures that want to be like our culture. It's amazing to me.
And it's so sad. We see these music videos and things, and we look on TikTok, and it's even gotten to the point where TikTok creators like, no, we're not gonna come up with a dance. Y'all gonna look like a fool because normally some of the TikTok creators are typically black. They do not get the credit, just in general in this business.
Nope.
Black actors, content creators, directors, producers do not get the
Mm-hmm.
credit that they so greatly deserve. Whereas if someone that is non-black, they will get all the credit. And they just say, oh, it's trendy. But when we do it,
Right.
it's like Island Yankee said, it's ghetto, it's uncouth, it's unruly. You need to tame it. You need to tone it down. Tammy, I love that. Wear the crown that fits your head. And I was watching a video on the Crown Act where this young lady, it was a TikTok video she did, and she braided some hair into like in the shape of a crown, and she said, "Oh, sister, you dropped this," and she put the crown on top of her sister's head. So that's what we as black women do. Our hair is our crown. It's our crown and glory. It's what makes us queens. It's what makes us bold, beautiful. The
Yeah.
aesthetic of a black woman when we brush our baby hairs, when we do a press and curl or bumper curl, whatever it is, what makes us feel good. And our men, what we so know and love, our men loves as well too.
Yes.
Because they don't like to be the same woman. They'll run to another woman, but you keep them occupied by changing it up and
Right.
changing up your hairstyle. Give them a different
Definitely.
woman. And that's what they love about it.
Oh,
When
wait a
I
minute.
remember,
You said
go
that.
ahead.
Oh, wait a minute.
What you got for us?
When I remember when, and everybody remembers this, when the DMX challenge broke worldwide. And I think it was D.L. Hughley said something. He said, Sally's Beauty Supply and all of the black beauty supply stores, black women are going to be running there. And as we do, because we always, there we go.
When you have a bad hair day, you just put on the fedora.
Exactly. Accessories.
Let's go. It don't get no
It
better.
ain't no such thing as a bad hair day, girl.
Come on, come on.
I love my hair wrap. I'm not going to lie. I love my hair wraps, my turbans,
Yeah,
I
my
love
hat.
all of it.
I love
Yes.
all.
I do. It depends on how I feel that day.
That's right. That is
It's
absolutely.
versatility. That's all it is. It is
Options. I
versatility.
like having options,
We
and
should.
that's okay.
We should have options because that's what we do, right? We should have options.
That's that's the main reason why. Like I said, that's the reason why we get so much heat from changing our hair or having
Yeah.
those hairstyles. Is because a lot of other people just can't do it like we can.
And yeah,
But
like I said,
that's a personal problem. That ain't a us problem.
that's your own insecurity. It's so
Right.
sad they want to be black, but black people don't get the credit. Exactly, we don't get the credit for things
Yeah.
that we invented, things that we
But
created.
that's how
And it's like,
that's how they get it from us though, because it makes us feel like, okay, well, maybe I don't have something special here. Maybe, maybe I need to tone it down. Maybe I need to edit it. Maybe I need to, and then the next thing you know, here they come doing everything that we were doing.
Right.
seeing the same exact trend.
Take it. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, ladies, the final topic of discussion we're going to get into is patriarchy. So it's the big P word. For years, there have been gender norms that a woman's place is in the house, cooking and cleaning. And we've seen that tradition all throughout our mothers. As our mothers raised us up, we've seen mothers doing what they need to do in the household as women.
Right.
And then there's so many things on what the gender norms of a woman is supposed to be. We're now in 2022, and I'll say this: it's sad that there are some black men out here that believe that a woman's place is in the kitchen, when we are capable of so much more. We are capable of so much more than that. And for us being women of color, shout out to Conscious TV. He's coming on the show next week. He coined the term womanism. We're independent, strong, powerful black women, all three of us. And we're now seeing in the day and age where the modes of patriarchy and what a so-called woman's role is. Angela, I know she's giving me that look. I want her to chime in first, and then Ricky, and then we go on whoever. I'm tired of it. It's like y'all expect us. Go ahead, Angela.
I wish I could show this video. I did a remix of listening to this man talk to this other individual, and he was like, so there's no roles in the household, you know, and a marriage is supposed to be roles. I was sitting up here looking at, like, I wanted to smack the screen, and I said, you know, I seen my parents married for 40 years, and it may be days my mom and dad both work. Sometimes somebody didn't feel like doing something. Guess what? Then someone pick up and do it.
Come on.
It's not because you are the man of the household. This is what you're supposed to do. Because you are the woman. This is not good times.
Right.
Your place is in the kitchen, in the bedroom. We work. We independent. We're entrepreneurs. If I'm working, you working. If I'm bringing something to the table, baby, trust, you better bring something to the table. And it does not mean you sit on your tail while I work, and then I was waiting on you to cook. Yeah, that's why I'm divorced, okay? Because no. You got the game twisted, baby. No. Take the floor.
With her. I'm with her. I saw my daddy cook, and I expect what I'm bringing, because we're both adults.
Right. We're grown.
I expect for us both to pick up where it needs to be picked up. Some days I'm a bit tired. I don't feel like it. And my husband, because I just got married, y'all. My second marriage. This the right one. This the one. But yes, he would be like, babe, what we eating for dinner? And I'm like, I don't know what y'all and you and them kids gonna eat tonight, but I don't feel like cooking.
Right.
He's like, you know what? I got it. Or that might just be the day that we go buy something. But it's never, I expect you to clean up, or you're supposed to be doing this, or there's things that I'm better at and that he's better at. So, we fill in where we need to. But it's never, well, you're the man, so you need to be taking the trash out. And you need to, no, if the trash is full and I see it's full, I'm going to go ahead and take it out. And it's no big deal. And we just, we're adults. We don't, it's so limiting for you to think that a woman can only do X, Y, Z when we can do so much more. If you have a woman and you think the only thing she's supposed to be doing is being in the kitchen, then you are limiting yourself, because there's a lot of things that we can do.
That's right. Teamwork makes the dream work. And we have to work as a team.
Yes.
Too many people say, well, he's not submissive. She's not submissive. We're all submissive to a certain degree.
Yes.
Okay? But partnership, as Tammy said, it's about commitment. It's about compromise. Compromising is the biggest thing in a marriage, in a household, because sometimes you got to agree to disagree, but you don't have to disagree and still be mad, right?
Right.
You can't, or the whole control thing. Did not tell you. No, you did not. Because I'm not.
Right. We're not children. And I mean, I come from a very strong line of Black women. So I'm not, you're not going to sit there and limit me, because I know what I came from. So absolutely. No. And even, I mean, that, that's just the patriarchy. It's been there. I mean, it's always bothered me. Like my great grandmother was the breadwinner. Okay, she's the one who had the house, the money, the everything. But my great grandfather was the one who they knew, he was the one who was known to have it. But it was really her, and it was just not allowed for her to show that. We didn't know until he passed away, and she was giving everybody land. And it's like, oh,
right.
But it's sad that even she had to limit herself, in that aspect, because it was always the man had to be the one that was over everything. And if it looks like he's not over his house, then oh, God forbid.
Goodbye.
America will always be stuck in euphoria because they have a traditional mindset and won't adapt to climate change. Some men are not used to independent women, or as Ricky and Angela both mentioned, women bringing home the bread. Like, this is 2020, and I can think of the biggest power couple, Jay-Z and Beyonce. It's 50-50 on both ends. They're both
Right.
doing what they need to do in this relationship to make sure that their children, because they have children, it's okay. They're provided. The household is taken care of. Now, it doesn't even have to be famous people, but even in real life, our moms and dads, they're both,
Right.
I mean, from my end, my mom
Yeah.
and my dad both did what they needed to do in the household. And like Tammy and Angela said, it is about partnership. This is a unit. We're in this together. It's not just going to be one side. And when Raquel said something about taking out the trash, girl, that made me think about TD Jakes. I was so pissed off. Shout out to King Josh for covering that and allowing women to come up on the panel and tell, their opinions on this. A lot of women of color, mainly in the Black household, listen to TD Jakes, and to hear him say, "Oh well, women need to do this and stop worrying about lashes and take out the trash." I'm like, wait, hold up now. What does
Oh,
my eyelashes?
oh wait. Did I
What does
miss?
my eyelashes have to do with me doing what we need to do in this situation? I'm just like, what?
I just don't see how me doing something for myself has anything to do with somebody else.
Who
Like,
said that? TD Jakes?
Yes, he made a comment about taking out the trash or something.
But
And I was just like, what? That is
I
the
just
craziest thing.
I just think they get to a place, the money gets them to a place where they can come out their mouth sideways. Okay?
Mhm.
Because I'm pretty sure his wife would be like, I need you to take back what you said because you done lost your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, at the end of the day, because I get lashes, so what you talking about? I'm pretty sure his wife had to keep it real. That's worse than daggone Kim Burrell and what she said behind the pulpit. I'm so over.
Girl.
That was
It's
and that was a woman. But she got to people get to a certain place in that money, and they think they can come out their mouth.
yeah.
That mindset. I'm gonna tell you, when Miss TJ make it, I'm gonna continue to eat my humble pie, honey, because you got to remain humble.
that's right.
Come on. Because
That's
in
right.
this business, and I say it all the time when I do interviews with a lot of, I've interviewed famous people here on the show. You guys have seen and such.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell them all the time, it's about humbling yourself. I don't care who I've had on my platform. It's the reason why I have such a relatable support system. And these two women who support this platform, they support me, and I support their businesses, is because I'm humble. And I was teasing Island Yankee earlier. I called him my little PR. Island Yankee sets me straight. And I have friends in my circle. When you
Yeah.
have people in your circle and in your corner
Yep.
that set you straight and pull you to the corner and be
Yes.
like, no, ma'am, girl, that is not it.
Yes.
You good. You set to go, and you keep those people around in your life. And I'm thankful for the likes of Island Yankee and Ricky and Kizzy and Angela and
You
Ro and
got
so
to
many
have
and K-Poops that will back me up and tap. And I've had people to tap me on the shoulder and be like, girl, no, ma'am, not today. We're not gonna do that.
And it be like
So
that sometimes.
yeah,
But
bring you back to reality.
we all have to adjust each other's crowns.
We do.
Come on.
We do.
Sometimes they get a little crooked. Sometimes you be like, girlfriend, wait a minute. Let me help you out a little bit. And it's not what you say, it's how you go about saying it.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to stop being in competition with each other. We got to do
Oh, yeah.
better. It's not about what you have, and it's not about your status. How can we help each other grow so we can go and we
Right.
can do better? That's what we need to realize. All that patriotism, listen, you do you. You take care of your house, and I
Yeah.
take care of mine. But you're not going to tell me how to take care of it. As a man, no, this is not what a woman does. We're in this together, baby. That's how you build a foundation. You got to build it with the foundation.
Yeah. That's right. And that's respecting each other. You have to respect each other. You can't expect somebody to just do something because of their gender. Like,
Right.
we have
Right.
evolved way past that. Okay. We're not stuck in that. We do not have to sit around and wait on a man to do anything.
Mm-mm.
So I'm not. I mean, no, I'm not doing it.
No.
I thought my daddy was crazy. Every time he used to try to say that stuff to me, he'd be like, "Rike, you know, when you grow up, you know, people gonna say this, they gonna say that," and I'd be like, "My daddy just be talking." And he would tell me, he would be like, "You know,
Yeah.
you know, my maiden name is Brogdon." He's like, "You a Brogdon. You a thoroughbred Brogdon. You a black woman, and they're gonna give you problems, but you gonna tell them who you are because I'm your daddy." And let me tell you something. That if it ain't as loud as it is now in my head, I always remember no matter where I go. So, you know, men can act crazy and say what they want to say, but I had a daddy that told me that and put that in me. And I had wonderful women in my life that instilled that in me. And I saw that. I see that in my mom. I see that in my grandma. You know, I see those things in my sister who, Tammy, y'all see her on there. And I see that in the women that I'm surrounded by. So I'll never ever sit here and try to degrade myself or put myself down as a woman, because I know my power, and I won't put a man down. I have 3 boys. So I'm not, you know, I want them to feel the same way. You know, we're equal. We might do some things better than each other, but that's why we need each other. That's why we are here together, because some things guys can do better than I can. Some things, but but that's fine, and that's okay.
That's righty tighty. I know how to do that part. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Some people can't change your oil, change the tire. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? But this, but that guy talking about roles as a man.
Yeah, that don't mean you're gonna put me down though.
No.
We're not standing for that.
No, not that.
And my question to that person who made that video, what is a woman's role? Because we know what our roles are. Our roles are to, I don't have kids, I'm not a mother, I'm Auntie Stevie. So yes, I can be the aunt. My role is to be the aunt. My role is to be the girlfriend, the best friend, the sister. That's my role, to help people, to nurture people, to encourage people. To more importantly, stand my ground and say, okay, no, this is not right. So that's what our roles as women is, to fight for what is right for us, not to be in the kitchen. Because like Angela said, in good times, when we were growing up on TV, what did we see? It was the man that was the head of the household, bringing home the bacon, and the woman stayed home. We see it on shows like, for what? Good Times, 227. Mary was the housewife, the mother that stayed home with the kids to make sure the kids had the homework and everything done. Florida with the work, which
I'll say is so much hard. That has been the hardest job I've ever had in my life, is to stay home with some kids.
What?
I'm just gonna put that out there. That is not easy at all. I was like, let me go back to work.
That balance.
Yes.
It's all about that balance of finding, because y'all say, oh, well, you got to make sure that this is done. Well, you got to make sure that the kids are taken care of, and then whatever else you need will come after that as well, too.
Yeah, it's just so much more that women can offer besides just having babies, cooking, cleaning. Like, it's so much more we can all do. And, you know, we need our credit because we've been doing it. We've been doing it.
We have.
We just ain't been getting no credit for it.
Well, now we are. That part, 100%.
Absolutely.
My dad asked me, y'all, I got to get back on this daggone breathing machine. I'm about to sound like Kermit the Frog's sister in a minute.
That's why I'm over here drinking this tea, girl.
It's about to be real bad. When it starts going up like that, all day long I've been coughing. It's the change of the weather. But I want to say, I'm glad I was able to pop in and be a part of the panel, because I was like, Stevie sends out the bomb flyers, promote, and I'm on the flyer and I'm not gonna be there. Trying to email and act like I'm still here on the job. I gotta go, y'all. But it's been a pleasure meeting you, Queen.
Pleasure meeting you as well.
As always, love to come in the box. Love to come in the box and support.
You take care.
Take care, girl.
All right.
Y'all follow MsTJSauce.
That's
Angela,
it's about the sauce. Miss who? TJ.
come on now. All right, fashion dolls. That was the final closing argument and topic. We talked patriarchy, which is something that Black women are still facing, and not just in the household, but it's also happening in the music industry too. And when I spoke with Simone Jones about it. Simone was saying, there are female artists that have to work twice times as hard as their male counterparts who are also artists as well. Men will get the credit, but women just have to work twice as time as hard to get where they need in this industry. And it's sad. So smash that patriarchy. And before we close, I'm gonna let my girl Kay take it away. What advice do you want to give to young Black girls that have watched this entire interview and seen all three women tell our perspectives from different walks of life and what we've experienced? What advice would you give to young girls that are looking to get into the field that we're both in, which is fashion, of course? And we know how the beauty industry has a certain look or a certain standard, even in the fashion world too. So thank God that things have changed in times. But what are your closing thoughts?
I would say that just one, I would say learn to love yourself, your natural self. It's so easy for us to see um, social media and all of those things that show us something that looks totally different than what we are, but we're here. There's plenty of us out here that are embracing our natural selves, that's loving our natural selves. And it took me a while to get there. So I would say embrace it now, because I'm going to tell you, later you'll see that what you are and who you are right now is enough. You don't have to do nothing extra but be yourself. The only extra you need to do is make sure everybody know who you are. You don't have to be like me. You don't have to be like Miss Stevie. You don't have to be like anybody but yourself and whoever it is that you decided to be that day, because we are always evolving, we're always changing, and that's what you embrace. You embrace that part of yourself that's always moving, the challenge of the day that turns you into somebody else, the experiences that mold you into who you truly are. Embrace that. Embrace the challenges, embrace all of it. Don't be afraid to ask questions. There's people out here that don't mind you asking questions, that are here to help you. You just have to open your mouth. So just, that's all. That's what I would say. It's just be yourself, love yourself. If that's hard to do, don't be afraid to ask somebody how to do it, because sometimes we don't know how to do it. If you don't know how to do it, then you ask somebody. But you'll get there. You have to put the work in and take that first step that says that I do want to love myself. I do want to embrace myself. And you have people like us that are here to help you get there, because it is a hard journey, but it's well worth it.
Okay, Alan Yankee. Okay, Instagram, SWV. All right. Well, who's Coco? Who's Coco, Alan Yankee?
You,
That's what I want to know. I guess, yeah, because I have the long nails.
you,
But
Coco.
everybody loves the discussion. I'm glad everyone did, and I hope both men and women can take something for this conversation, because this can help in the Black community and understanding our culture and understanding who we are as a people, even when it comes to our hair. So I hope all of you paid attention to this amazing discussion. Special thanks to all three amazing women: Rickay, Fashionreesta. Shout outs to Ro. Ro couldn't be here with us. Shout outs to Angela, MsTJSauce. Make sure you guys follow and support these ladies. And we definitely have to do this again. This
Yes,
conversation.
absolutely. Thank you so much for having this platform. I love watching you. I'm always loving everything that you do. I truly appreciate you being able to invite us on and really just be that voice for us, to really, to let people know how we feel and who we are. So I appreciate you in that aspect, for real.
Always, girl, always. I try to be the voice for women of color, especially Black women, and also LGBT people as well. Too. We
Yep.
are the most marginalized, and we do not get heard. And I think it was Martin Luther King that said something, and I'm gonna wrap up and let us go. He said, "One voice can change the world," and I'm gonna be that one voice. I'm gonna continue to impact people's lives, and it will be known how other Black people and people of color in general feel. So that's my final thought. All right, Fashion Dolls. I hope you enjoyed this panel of Girl Let's Talk. Tomorrow, joining me, we have another awesome Black girl that rocks. Also, I've sat with two amazing women today. It was going to be three, but Ro couldn't be here. But tomorrow, we have our girl Tina Marie, and we're going to talk all things beauty. So if you are a fragrance lover like I am, Bath and Body Works, she has it all. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow for a collaboration you guys do not want to miss. And this interview will be up on IG and it will be on my YouTube channel as well too. So head on over and subscribe and be on the lookout for the clip. I love you all, Fashion Dolls, and remember, Black is beautiful. Period. Take care, everyone.
All right. Good night.
Take care, girl. You too.